Boom. Wait. Okay. I'm disconnected from one leg, but I got 6% in the other. I really don't need to be in VR chat to make this video happen. I just like to talk because I like the aesthetic. I like the idea of an actual nice background here as opposed to just my room. I think we can agree on that, right? Okay, now that that's out of the way. So it's been like what, 13 days since the new year started. Not much has happened in 13 days. Not much can happen in 13 days. Well, I mean, I noticed, damn, I don't want to make a game video. I don't think I want to play a game and make a video out of it. And here I am. Yeah, look, I don't know. I think the main thing here, and I think it's something that everyone has kind of noticed, is why are games so shit? Games, I feel like they don't suck. Okay. Now, a lot of games do suck. Now, don't get me wrong. I think a lot of games do suck. And I think that's a completely respectable and playable card when it comes down to saying why games are so bad. But there's this one thing, and at least for me, and why would I talk about it? And well, I want to talk about it because it's something that I noticed when I want to actually try to make something out of it. Well, two things actually. The idea of a game feeling like it's a waste of time. That sounds so adulty. It sounds very something like a parent would say. And that's because it's been ingrained in me, because every time I would be playing a game for more than like 10 hours a day, I felt good. I enjoyed the game. I will do the same thing over and over and still enjoy the game, and it would be great. But, you know, being a little high school kid with not so good grade and not so much of a good reputation in doing much either in terms of productivity, yeah, no, it didn't really sit well with my folks right there. And every time I would get off of a game nowadays after I graduated, it felt like I felt bad about it, you know. Perhaps that's not the same case for some people. Some people actually play games with their parents, and I think that's awesome. That wasn't me, though. That was not me by any means. Okay, fine. Games can feel like a waste of time. There's a way that, yes, you can get some kind of, I guess, entertaining productivity. We'll put it that way, right? You know, people want to be YouTubers. People want to be doing TikTok and Twitch and, like, all kinds of stuff. So it's kind of a thing where, you know, it's an entryway for you to play games and try to make some bank out of it. And, you know, there's a lot of people trying to do that. People like doing that. And I see why. Games are still fun to many people. And they still are fun to me, okay? They still are fun to me. But there is just this thing where it's like, why do I feel so not down? Why do I feel so not down to play a motherfucking game, okay? And for me, those would be the reasons. Number one, I feel like I'm wasting my time. I don't feel anything aside from the active entertainment I get from playing the game. I'm not going pro, and I'm not making anything out of it either. So after it all, I really do feel like I'm wasting some of my time. And that's a mental thing. That is a mental thing. Not many people have that. But now let's put it to more of a gameplay thing. Repetitiveness. Oh my gosh. I played Destiny. I played Destiny for fucking like 6-7 years. I don't know when the fuck it's been, but it's been a minute, okay? And I remember when I would come back home, right? I would come back home and there was this activity. It was called PoE, or Prison Builders. I remember day after day after day, I would do the same thing with the same exact with damn near the same exact weapons and the same activity, receiving practically the same awards, because I don't think I remember doing anything challenging wise. Imagine that. But I still loved that, dude. That thing was amazing. And then the game also has something called strikes, because it's still present in the new game. Oh, dude, strikes. I actually really want to know how much hours I got down in strikes, because I probably have a shit ton of hours in strikes. And it all came down to me it all was nice. It was all so nice. But after the second game release, and after more updates came and went, you start to realize that games kind of feel the same thing, and you kind of get tired of it, despite the new rewards you can get from it. Now, this might not be the case for all people, I know, but even my friend who I played for like ever during that entire time, he actually stopped playing before I did. And then now I was alone, right? I stopped playing too, because now playing games on your own is a different thing. Games are so much better nowadays with people, but I can't seem to be able to play games on my own. I don't enjoy it though. Dude, and I just kind of beg the question, what is it that I did for so long or what is it that I don't feel anymore? Did I grow out of it, or did I finally realize that this is the same fucking thing over and over and it's not fun anymore? Probably a mix of both. And I know this can apply for like many other different types of games, right? Many different people probably have played different games and they're like, wow, this is, it's been 8 years. It's been about a decade and I'm still playing the same thing over and over. Damn. And I think that's okay, right? People will still continue it and they'll have a blast, right? Games do provide a sensation of feeling better. In fact, with Overwatch, I think is that was the last thing I've played and uploaded, and I loved it for the singular month. But I got bored of it quickly because I started noticing the repetitiveness of the game itself. And it's so odd because I can still hop in there and get a good play and I'll still feel good about it. But the actual idea of it being feeling and doing the same kinds of things in the same maps, which I know they can rotate and do all that shit, really makes it hard for me to even actually open and hit play. You know what I mean? It's the same thing for streaming and it's the same thing for recording a video. The hardest thing to do is really just hit record and hit stream because then you're just like, huh. But when you're actually in that shit, that's when things feel better. I don't know why. It's a very interesting thing to think about, and I think it's something that people can overcome if they're actually trying to do that whole thing if you want to go live and all that, okay? As for games, though, I think it's also worth it, too, because I didn't want to play some of these games, and I did. And I hate it sometimes, and I don't like it sometimes, but sometimes I do like it, and I get something good out of it. There's many things you can kind of take away from this. People will still play games, and there's the very different types of games, too. For example, this one in precisely specific, is not so much of a playable game. I think I mentioned before, you're just sort of living it, okay? This is one of those games where, like, if you just hop into VR chat, just like this, it's gonna look nice. It's gonna be cool. Yeah, right? It's gonna be really cool. But then you realize, well, damn, this shit's actually kind of boring. So you gotta have to make the fun by, I don't know, finding new worlds or finding new people or finding some friendships, or people do relationships on here. So if you do that, then go ahead. And people love it, dude. People have more than just a couple thousand of hours in this game. And that's not me. You know, I put a lot of time into this game, but I enjoy it to an extent. I actually don't even enjoy playing the game the way you should. I don't VR to chat, and yeah, there's no chatting done within VR, so the game isn't really there. I enjoy this game because if you remember at the beginning of this video, I said, well, I actually enjoy just kind of talking to a camera in the scenery like this because this looks way fucking better than my room. Despite it all, I think games precisely like Minecraft are one of those games that you just kind of make the fun yourself because it would be completely on you to enjoy it the way you want it to, and that's why it worked out. That's why the game is still present even after releasing in 2011, I think. And I guess, you know, as I mentioned earlier, there's entire like thing with playing with friends, and I think playing with friends is actually a lot better. Right, I play with friends occasionally, and when I actually do manage to get somebody in this fucking shit, by this I mean game, or because it's kind of impossible to get people to actually play VR. I've noticed that playing games, the entertainment really comes from just being with them. Obviously, you got the game playing, but presence of someone else enjoying the same thing you are is good. Which is actually another video I wanted to make, and talking about how games are honestly one of the best friend makers, but I'll leave that for another one. First one is why games suck. Second is why games are amazing. At the end of the day, there's a bunch of people that still love games. There's a bunch of people that still play games, and there's a bunch of people that have repeated the same things over and over and over and over and over, and they love it to this day. Obviously, there's some other people that are in my position where they're like, well, you know, it kind of feels like I'm wasting my time. I've noticed I've done the same thing over and over. Focus, damn! And I'm just like, well, I don't think I enjoy this that much anymore. It's fun with people, not so much fun on my own. But I can make it fun, and it can be fun. But it'll just take me a little bit to actually just launch the game. Because number one, I have to wait for it to be updated, and then that just kind of takes away from it completely. So yeah. I think that's it for me. I'm out of breath. I have my window open because I sweat so much from just my palms, and it's annoying, and I need cold air. I drive with my windows down when it's below 20 degrees, okay? Or whatever you define cold, because some people will say that shit's nothing. All right, well, appreciate you watching. I've been on one leg for, like, the longest. Now I'm only on 2 legs. Yeah, then bitch is disconnected, and now can I still move my hip? Oh, yeah, I can still move my hip. I'm at 7%. I don't even play this game enough for this thing to lose charge. All right, that's it. Peace out, and deuces.